This is KYW-tv, Philadelphia. Coming up.
In Los Angeles, was it a hairy situation for O.J. Simpson's defense or the prosecution in the latest round in court today? Former Philadelphia Councilman Jim Tyoon comes home after serving time behind bars. And a mother who disciplined her kid with a slap at the grocery store could get a prison term?
Now, coverage you can count on. This is KYW News 3 at 11.
Good evening. I'm Larry Kane. Law-abiding people trust a police officer to help and protect them. The uniform is supposed to be a comforting sight. But tonight in Philadelphia, an officer is accused of violating that trust, accused of raping a woman in his own police car. News 3's Joyce Evans reports.
The corner of 29th and York Streets is where a woman told police she was stopped by Officer Kevin Powell back on May 10th around 4 a.m. What she claims the policeman did next was unspeakable. Sources close to the investigation tell News 3 the officer allegedly told the woman he was stopping her as part of a drug investigation, but that he would let her go if she provided sexual favors. According to our sources, the officer then drove the woman in his police car to a nearby secluded area and raped her. Authorities say he allegedly put her out of his car in the 2600 block of North 34th Street.
Anytime the crime of rape is committed, it's appalling. It's certainly appalling when you have a police officer who's alleged to have committed this kind of crime.
Police Commissioner Richard Neal says Powell, 37, had been on the force less than a year. He was assigned to the 22nd Police District and was on duty in his district at the time of the alleged crime.
This didn't occur. He did not pick up this woman as part of a drug investigation in order to rape her. It's absolutely denied that he had any involvement in any kind of a rape situation.
Attorney Jeffrey Kalansky is representing Officer Powell, who is charged with rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, and false imprisonment. He has been suspended for 30 days without pay with intent to dismiss. Commissioner Neal says the public should not fear all policemen because of this. Officer Powell is being arraigned at this hour. Joyce Evans, News 3.
And the officer is scheduled for a court preliminary hearing. That will be within 2 weeks. While the Philadelphia investigation continues, the case of the state versus O.J. Simpson continued in Los Angeles with another court hearing. This time, the main focus was a lock of hair. Simpson and his attorneys agreed to allow prosecutors to take samples of O.J. Simpson's hair. They want to scientifically compare it with hair on a wool knit cap found at the scene of the murders of Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Despite the seriousness of the situation, there was a brief moment of levity. The prosecutor answered a defense request to split some of the hair samples so the defense can do its own laboratory tests.
Your Honor, we have both follicle and shaft. What that means is that it may be capable of DNA testing, but hairs cannot be split.
And there is a late development tonight. This is videotape taken late today of O.J. Simpson's estate. Homicide detectives and the prosecutor returned there tonight, fanning out over the grounds of the house. They combed bushes around the house with a metal detector, and they also towed away Simpson's Rolls Royce. Thursday's preliminary hearing is an extremely important legal milestone in this case. That's when prosecutors are scheduled to begin presenting their evidence against Simpson. NBC News will provide live, continuous coverage. And you can see the hearing as it happens Thursday right here on KYW-3. Of course, the Simpson case is raising a lot of awareness about domestic abuse and shows how this sort of violence touches all kinds of people in all kinds of places, including affluent suburbs. As part of KYW-3's year-long campaign, Domestic Violence, A Call for Help, News 3's Pat Cherokee takes us to Delaware County tonight, where help is available for all the victims of domestic violence.
Yesterday, I had called you on Friday to see how you're doing.
The calls come on a wave of tears and fear. On the line, a victim of domestic violence, reaching for help, this time, though, from the suburbs of Delaware County.
From Chester to Radnor, we have people who are victims of domestic violence and have sought our services.
Vernoka Michael has led the Domestic Abuse Project in Delaware County for 3 years. And still, some cases are shocking.
A woman who came into our office, and none of us could determine where her eyes, nose, and mouth should be. The brutality that she had suffered was so awesome until none of us could believe what we were seeing.
This kind of abuse happens everywhere. In Delaware County, where large numbers of upper middle-income people live and work, 2,000 new cases come to the doorstep of the Domestic Abuse Project each year.
I still do live in fear.
To protect her identity, we'll call her Fuzzy. After her husband attacked her with a knife, Fuzzy and her 3 sons sought shelter in a safe house in Delaware County.
They provide for you most things that you need to keep yourself strong throughout the day. They have so many resources that are available to us,
including a playroom for the children. The imprints of little hands cover the walls of this secret shelter as a reminder that the children suffer too. One child's definition of peace was hard to hear for Christy Duncan.
I was asking the kids what peace means to them, and the youngest boy said, well, it's when you kill other people first so that they can't kill you.
Pat Shiraki, News 3.
Now, once again, as part of our year-long Project Domestic Violence, A Call for Help, we want you to know that we're presenting an all-day series of reports tomorrow. Our special campaign runs from 7 in the morning until 8 at night. Learn where you can turn for help tomorrow here on Channel 3. A real first from the nation's capital tonight. The president is setting up a legal defense fund, the first president ever to do so. President Clinton, seen here with Chile's president today, may have legal bills topping $2 million. His lawyers are working on Whitewater and the sexual harassment charges against him by a former Arkansas employee. Under the defense fund, only individuals, not corporations or groups, could make contributions. Well, the word spread through Philadelphia today. Jimmy's back in town. A once powerful political giant is going to call a halfway house home, at least for a while. Former Philadelphia Councilman James Tyune got out of prison today. He stepped off the bus from the federal prison in Minersville, Pennsylvania. Arriving in Philadelphia, the government sent him away for bribery as a councilman, a job he's forbidden by law as a felon from returning to. Tyune says he had time, a lot of time, to think inside prison.
God sent me to prison so I could understand what it was like to be down at the bottom of the pit, and I've learned a lot by it. And I will tell you, there's some great people in American prisons.
In prison, Tyune wrote a handbook for future felons and also a novel about Philadelphia politics that hasn't been published yet. Meanwhile, he's not sure what he'll do in the next several months. Another prominent prisoner also made a move today, different kind. Nicky Scarfo Jr., son of the former Philadelphia mob boss, was transferred from a prison isolation wing today. The young Scarfo, seen here in court last November, was put into the general prison population at his own insistence at the state prison in Yardville, New Jersey. He spent 7 months in protective isolation after officials got a tip he was marked for death. Scarfo Jr. is serving 7 years after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit racketeering. Well, today was a fabulous day for 70 former high school dropouts. They aspired to get their diplomas, and they found out that dreams can come true in America. The students are from the Aspira program. It's set up to help Latino students who found difficulty in public school. Graduation ceremonies were held at Community College in Philadelphia. The program director said some Latino students have problems because of the language barrier. Then they drop out in frustration.
If I don't understand something, they stay with me until I understand it. No matter what, if it's in science, social studies, math, they're there to give me the tutoring I need and the help I need.
And this is why this program is so very important. A new report says the Latino dropout rate is the highest among ethnic groups in the entire Philadelphia school system, and now that program is well on its way. And so is Dave Rogers. Looking ahead to July 4th, kind of early to take a sneak peek, but you never know. How about tomorrow first, Dave?
Well, it looks like tomorrow's going to be a little unsettled, but it's good, Larry, that we get this stuff out of the way before the holiday weekend. Let's take a look at your first weather forecast. Heading out to work tomorrow morning, keep an eye to the sky and an umbrella in your hand, mostly cloudy sky, 40% chance for scattered thunder showers, 72 to 76. By afternoon time, a lot of folks heading down to Broad and Patterson for that business person special. Partly cloudy, is still a possibility of a shower, 80 to 84. And heading home from work tomorrow evening, partly cloudy, good chance for thunderstorms, 84 to 88 degrees. And I might add, we still do need some of that rain. We'll take a look into the future with your 5-day forecast. A lot of folks planning outdoor activities. We'll let you know what kind of weather you can expect tonight in the weather tonight.
That's the big one.
Yes.
Still ahead, we'll hear from a Georgia mother who could be hit with a prison term for hitting her kid in a grocery store. It's the debate over parental discipline tonight. Plus, Prince Charles apparently answers the debate, did he or didn't he? The man who would be king opens up on his personal life in a way that may shock you tonight. But first, the winning lottery numbers. We'll be right back. Where do today's kids go when they leave the house? It could be into the city to buy drugs, a trend that's hurting kids and destroying neighborhoods. Then, our pets are like part of the family, and when they're gone, the grief can be overwhelming. How to cope with losing your pet. And meet the man who makes Madonna and John Mellencamp sound great. He's a homegrown music master.
The Bulletin with Larry Kane, tomorrow night at 8, only on KYW-3.
Some people say if you have to ask what it costs to lease a luxury car, you probably can't afford one. To those people we say, you can. You can have the safety of dual airbags, air, stereo, power windows and locks, superior fit and finish, and the smooth ride of cars costing twice as much, which may leave those same people asking, how? Lease the Altima GXE. No down payment, $239 a month for 36 months now until July 5th.
There are 12 terrific places to visit in Atlantic City, but only the Showboat Casino Hotel gives you the luscious action of Mardi Gras. Showboat, where the good times are free and easy every day of the year. Be part of the excitement at Atlantic City's ultimate experience. We're deliciously different. The spectacular Showboat Casino Hotel.
When you take a laxative, the last thing you want is a surprise. That's why today's X-Lax pills come in 3 different strengths: regular, extra gentle, and maximum relief. You can take just the strength your system needs. And that's why X-Lax pills can actually guarantee you gentle relief within 8 hours. And no surprises. Today's X-Lax, the one that's guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah? Then why is there such a great selection of all new GMC Sonomas in every shape, size, and color at your dealer now? Check it out. Go to your GMC truck dealer instead, because right now you can get an all-new GMC Sonoma SL for only $199 a month and $299 down. So see your dealer today.
Now, Larry Kane, KYW News 3 at 11 continues.
Well, here's a debate that will certainly continue into the next century. Just how far can you go in disciplining your child? That's the question being raised in Georgia tonight after a mother is slapped with charges for slapping her son in public.
It's difficult to tell family and friends that you've been arrested for a felony for cruelty to children.
That's the mother in question, Lynn Keevy. She's out on $22,000 bail. Last month, she was arrested for slapping her son in the face when he wouldn't stop fighting with his sister in a grocery store. Prosecutors brought felony charges against her because they believed it was not an isolated incident.
The excessive pain and it occurring on a regular basis made me feel that the crime of cruelty to children could be taking place.
One strike is not a cause or a basis for abuse.
The district attorney is trying to decide if the case will be heard. A conviction on the charges, by the way,